All right, let's dive into something kind of fun today.
Fun.
Well, I think so, at least visually, you know?
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah, it literally glitters gold IRAs. We're talking about securing your future, your retirement.
With actual physical gold.
Exactly. Have you ever considered that, by the way? I mean, for your own retirement plan?
I'll admit, it's crossed my mind.
Right. It's an intriguing option.
Definitely. And more people are turning to gold to diversify their portfolios these days.
Yeah, especially.
Well, the uncertainty in the markets.
Yeah, exactly.
People are looking for something, I don't know, maybe a little more
Stable?
Yeah, stable.
Which makes sense because gold has this, I don't know, this reputation for holding its value, right?
It does.
Like when everything else is going haywire.
Gold is the steady one. You can always count on it.
Exactly. That's why it's often called a safe haven asset.
Right. And for good reason. Just look at what happened earlier this year when that tech bubble burst.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Yeah, gold prices held strong while those high-growth stocks plummeted.
Oh, wow. See, that kind of...
Real-world example.
Yeah, that makes it click for me.
Yeah.
So we're not just talking about some, I don't know, abstract idea of gold being valuable.
No.
We're talking about...
Real tangible.
Yeah, tangible protection.
Exactly.
During shaky economic times.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about market crashes either.
That's true.
Think about,
Like what?
how much prices have been going up lately on everything.
Oh, inflation.
Exactly. Inflation.
Well, that's good for that, too.
Gold has historically performed well as a hedge against that, too.
Okay, so it's like a double whammy kind of thing.
Sort of, yeah.
It protects you on both ends.
Exactly.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Tell me more about this inflation-proofing power of gold.
Well, one of the sources we have today from Gold IRA Blueprint digs into this.
Yeah.
And essentially, when inflation rises, the price of gold tends to go up along with it.
So it's like...
So while your dollar might buy you less of, say, groceries or gas, the value of your gold could be increasing,
Interesting, okay.
protecting your purchasing power in the long run.
So it's like having a secret weapon against those shrinking dollars.
That's one way to look at it.
This is making me think about retirement planning a lot differently than I was before. But before we get too far, let's rewind a bit. We've got these 2 articles from Gold IRA Blueprint to guide us. And the first one asks a question that honestly made me laugh out loud. Can you gift a gold IRA? I mean, come on, who thinks of that as a present?
Right. Like, what do you even?
What do you even?
Yeah.
It's definitely an unconventional gift,
Mm-hmm.
but the article clarifies that it's totally possible.
Yeah, you can actually...
You can either gift an existing gold IRA or make direct contributions to someone else's gold IRA.
It's like giving the gift of financial security.
Yeah, who needs a birthday cake, right?
Well,
Give me that gold.
Exactly.
Okay, now that is next level gift giving.
It is.
But I'm guessing there's more to it than just sending some gold coins and a birthday card.
You got it. It's not quite that simple, unfortunately. The article stresses the importance of working with a qualified custodian who specializes in gold IRAs.
Okay, so there's like a middleman. You don't actually have to...
You don't have to go to the...
Fort Knox or something.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Okay.
They handle all the logistics and make sure you're following those ever-so-fun IRS regulations.
Right, because the IRS loves their rule.
They do, especially when it comes to,
Especially when it comes to things like retirement accounts.
Exactly.
So no surprising your nephew with a gold brick under the tree without dotting those I's and crossing those T's.
Definitely not, no.
Okay.
But let's put a pin in the gifting aspect for now. Our second article dives into the nitty-gritty of what are the pros and cons of a gold IRA.
Okay.
Because like any investment, even something as seemingly stable as gold must have its downsides.
Okay, so we've talked about those potential upsides, hedging against inflation, weathering market storms, but what about the flip side? Lay it on me.
Well, the article acknowledges that while gold can offer a sense of security, it's not necessarily a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah, that's true.
It might provide slower, steadier growth compared to, say, investing in a hot new tech company. But remember, it's about balance, right?
Makes sense. It's like that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
Or in this case, don't put all your hopes on one volatile stock.
Precisely. And that's where diversification comes in.
Okay.
Having some gold in your portfolio alongside other investments could potentially cushion the blow if one sector takes a hit.
So it's like the bedrock of your retirement plan.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay, I'm getting the picture.
Okay.
So we've got stability, potential inflation protection, but maybe not the same explosive growth you might get from other investments. What else should we consider?
Let's talk about taxes.
Ooh, everyone's favorite subject.
Right. Nobody likes to talk about it, but
But it's important.
it is.
Especially when we're talking about our money.
Exactly.
So what about them?
This article highlighted some potential tax advantages that come with gold IRAs,
Okay. Interesting.
similar to traditional IRAs.
So like what? Like what kind of advantages?
Think tax-deferred growth, which essentially means your investments grow tax-free until retirement.
No, that's what I call a golden perk. So instead of the tax man taking a bite out of your returns every year,
Right.
you're letting that money compound and grow.
Exactly.
Tax-free until you need it.
Until you actually need it. Yeah.
Tell me more about this tax magic.
All right. So imagine this. Your gold IRA is like a greenhouse.
Okay.
Okay. And your money is a plant.
I like it.
Instead of being exposed to the harsh elements of taxes every year, your money plant gets to grow and flourish in this tax-sheltered environment
Okay.
until you're ready to retire and harvest your earnings.
That's a really good analogy.
It's a way to potentially maximize your savings over the long term.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, that analogy definitely makes it easier to understand, but I have to imagine there are some downsides to consider too. The article mentioned something about high initial investment. How high are we talking? Is this going to break the bank?
Well, it's not exactly pocket change.
Right.
You know, the article doesn't give like specific numbers, but it explains that there are costs associated with like actually acquiring physical gold
Oh, okay.
and then finding a secure place to store it.
So there are like storage fees and all that?
Yeah, exactly. Those costs can be a hurdle for some people, especially compared to just like opening a traditional IRA.
Right, where you're just buying stocks and bonds.
Right, exactly.
So it's not just about the price of gold itself, but also these additional costs that come with owning the real deal.
Precisely. You're essentially becoming like your own little mini gold investor with actual gold bars
Wow.
or coins. And that comes with, you know, its own set of considerations.
Okay, so that's something to factor into the equation for sure.
Definitely.
Are there any other, I don't know, potential downsides we should unpack? What about this whole volatility thing? I thought gold was supposed to be like the stable one.
It is relatively stable, but like any investment, those gold prices can fluctuate.
Really?
Yeah. Remember all those global economic factors we talked about earlier?
Yeah.
Those can influence gold prices too.
Oh, interesting.
The article really emphasizes that it's not like a foolproof system.
So even though gold has that safe haven reputation,
Right.
it's not completely immune to the...
Ups and downs of the market.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's more like a shock absorber than an impenetrable force field.
Okay.
You know, it might soften the blow, but it's still going to be affected by those external forces.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
You've got to be realistic about these things.
Exactly. Exactly.
No investment is completely risk-free.
Exactly. And that's why, you know, doing your research is so crucial. Speaking of research, remember that unique question from our first article?
Oh, right. About gifting gold IRAs.
Yes.
We kind of got sidetracked by the whole pros and cons discussion.
Yes, we did.
So let's say you've weighed the options and you're thinking about actually like bestowing this golden gift on someone.
Okay.
What are the practical steps involved?
Well, as you can imagine, there are a few more hoops to jump through than just picking out, like, I don't know, a nice sweater.
Right. It's a little more complicated than that.
Slightly.
Yeah.
The article emphasizes the importance of finding a trustworthy custodian as, like, the first step.
Right. We talked about those custodians earlier, like they're the guardians of this whole gold-backed retirement plan.
Exactly.
What should people be looking for in a custodian? Like, how do you even choose one?
Think of it like choosing a bank.
Okay.
You wouldn't just hand over your life savings to anyone.
Yeah.
Right.
So you want to check their reputation, their track record, you know, make sure their fees aren't going to eat into all your returns.
Exactly. So yeah, due diligence is really key here.
Okay, so due diligence is key. Don't just go with the first flashy website that promises to, like, make you a gold-plated retirement millionaire.
Right, exactly. If it sounds too good to be true,
Yeah.
it probably is.
What else is, I don't know, crucial in this whole gifting process?
The article emphasizes the importance of understanding IRS contribution limits.
Oh, right.
Just like with traditional IRAs, there are rules about how much you can actually contribute to a gold IRA each year.
Even if it's a gift.
Even if it's a gift, yeah.
So you can't just shower your loved ones with, like, unlimited mountains of gold.
Unfortunately not, no. I know, right?
Yeah.
For 2024, the IRS allows contributions of up to $7,000 for individuals under 50.
Okay.
And $8,000 for those 50 and older.
So there are some benefits to getting older,
There you go.
at least when it comes to this.
Right, exactly. And exceeding those limits can result in penalties, so.
Yeah, nobody wants a surprise tax bill along with their gold coins.
Right, exactly. That kind of defeats the purpose of giving a gift.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, know those limits. Make sure you're staying within the IRS's good graces.
So it's like, it's the thought that counts, but you also got to follow the rules.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
And this is where a knowledgeable custodian can be like really invaluable.
Oh, okay.
They can walk you through all the ins and outs, make sure all the paperwork is in order, and help you avoid those tax headaches.
So finding the right custodian is crucial, whether you're opening a gold IRA for yourself or gifting one to someone else.
Couldn't agree more. Now, can we switch gears for a moment?
Sure.
Okay, we've been like laser focused on the financial aspects of gold IRAs,
It's true, we have.
but I think it's important to like acknowledge the emotional side of things as well.
Now that's an interesting angle. We've talked about numbers and tax breaks, all those practicalities. But gold has this whole other dimension to it, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not just some asset. It's like, I don't know.
It's got this like history.
Yeah, it's emotional.
Exactly. Gold has been a symbol of, like wealth, security,
Yeah.
even power for centuries.
Oh, yeah.
It's something tangible, something with historical weight behind it.
You can hold it.
Yeah.
It's not like a stock certificate.
Exactly. And
You can't hold a Bitcoin.
those emotions can actually play a role in investment decisions, even if we don't always realize it.
It's true. Especially like in today's world when everything feels so up in the air.
Right. So much uncertainty.
Yeah, having something tangible that you can see and touch.
Reassuring.
It feels, I don't know, it feels safer somehow
Exactly.
than just numbers on a screen. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's about more than just like the numbers on a spreadsheet.
Right.
For a lot of people, gold represents stability.
Yeah.
That sense of permanence that you don't get with digital assets or even paper money, really.
Especially when you think about retirement planning, which is what we're talking about.
Right, exactly.
It's about feeling secure in your golden years. Like, actually.
Yeah.
Financially and emotionally.
Yeah, having that peace of mind.
Exactly. Peace of mind, knowing that you have something tangible, something with like actual intrinsic value to fall back on if you need to.
That's powerful.
It is. So how do we balance these emotional factors with the practical considerations? Because it feels like we're talking about two different languages here.
It's true. You've got that analytical side looking at risk tolerance, growth potential, all those numbers.
Right.
And then you've got this emotional side, which is about, feeling secure, preserving your wealth.
Maybe even passing something down.
Exactly. Legacy.
Yeah.
It's a lot to consider.
It's a lot. So where do we even begin?
Well, I think the most important thing to remember is that, everyone's situation is different.
That's true.
There's no one right answer when it comes to this.
Okay, so there's no like gold calculator that's going to tell you what to do.
Not yet, at least, no.
Darn. All right, so what should people do?
The key here is to approach any investment decision, especially one as, significant as a gold IRA, with a clear head
Okay.
and with a really solid understanding of both those financial and those emotional implications we've been talking about.
So it's like we've been saying throughout this entire deep dive, knowledge is power. The more you understand about gold IRAs,
For sure.
their potential benefits, and yes, their drawbacks,
Right.
the better equipped you'll be to make a decision that, actually aligns with your goals, whatever those goals may be.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Do your research. Talk to a financial advisor,
Right, someone who knows this stuff.
someone who really understands this stuff.
Yeah, and who can, walk you through it.
Exactly. And who can give you personalized advice based on your situation.
Because that's key. It's not one size fits all.
Definitely not.
Okay, any final thoughts before we wrap up this golden adventure?
Just, it's been really interesting exploring this with you, and I hope our listeners feel a little more informed about gold IRAs now.
Me too. And who knows, maybe someday you'll find yourself, considering this whole gifting a gold IRA thing.
Right. Like as an actual option.
Yeah, it's pretty cool if you think about it.
It is.
But a quick reminder to everyone listening, brush up on those IRS contribution limits
Always good advice.
before you go showering everyone with gold bars.
Please do.
All right, well, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of gold IRAs. We've explored the potential benefits, the risks, and even the emotional side of investing in this ancient asset. Remember, the most important takeaway here is to do your homework, weigh your options carefully, and make those informed decisions that align with your unique circumstances. Thanks for joining us on this golden journey. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and as always, keep those insightful questions coming.